Today I'm going to be reading a story called It's Earth Day because Wednesday, April 22nd is Earth Day. So let's see what we can do to help the Earth. It says, today we learned all about Earth Day. It is a special day. It is when we celebrate our planet. We watched a movie about the Earth's climate. Climate is how hot or cold it usually is outside. The Earth is getting hotter and the ice in the North Pole is melting. That's where the polar bears live. Yikes! I have to help slow down all the melting. So here they watched a movie, and here you see the polar bears and all the ice melting. He says, yikes, I need to help. Dad, I asked, what can we do to stop the ice from melting? Let's find out, he said. It turns out that the energy we use during everyday things, like driving cars and watching TV, is making the Earth warmer. We have to save energy, I said. I turned off the computer and all the lights as fast as I could just to save energy. Be careful, Dad, I said. So, he learned that if you use a lot of energy, it makes the Earth warmer. So he ran around the house, unplugged everything, turned off all the lights. And when he turned off the lights, his dad tripped over something because he couldn't see. So silly. The next morning, when my little sister was brushing her teeth, I turned the faucet off. Saving water helps the polar bears, I said. I didn't want to take the school bus the next day, but Mom said the bus saves energy because all the moms and dads don't have to drive their cars. Good thinking, Mom. So here they use a school bus. But a lot of my friends either walk to school or ride their scooters, right? Or you're in a stroller. So that way you are already saving energy. Look, and his sister was brushing her teeth and she left the water on. So he turned it off really fast. After school, my friends and I collected cans, bottles, and newspapers and then took them to the recycling center. We put the money we earned in a big jar to give it to the charity we call We Love Polar Bears. So another way they're helping keep the Earth safe and clean is by recycling, right? So they picked up cans and bottles and old newspapers, right? And they put it in the correct recycling bin. See, look, they have a lot of things. They have newspapers here. Then you could see that some friends have bags of bottles or cans, right? So we know at our school, plastic goes into the blue bin and paper goes into the green. So that's what they're doing to help keep the Earth clean. The next day was Earth Day. Our whole class went to the park to plant some trees. Trees are good for the Earth. They help soak up bad stuff in the air. It was hard work. Come on, guys, I said, do it for the Earth and for the polar bears. Our teachers thought I should dig smaller holes. So they helped by planting trees, friends. And trees do help keep our air clean, and they also give us air. So our trees give us something called oxygen, which is the air that we breathe. So trees are very important to have and to take care of. So now they're planting more trees to help keep the air clean. We made signs that said, reduce, reuse, recycle. Then we put signs up everywhere to remind everyone how they can help too. So they made signs that said reduce, reuse, recycle. Reduce means to keep things small, right? To use less. Reuse means if you could reuse something, use it. So sometimes if you drink a water out of a water bottle, sometimes you refill that water bottle. That's reusing. And recycle means putting things in the right place, right? In the blue bin or the green bin or the regular trash. Those are ways that you can help keep the earth clean. That night, I couldn't sleep, so I went to the kitchen for a snack. Then I saw a little sign that said, "Climate Control." "That's it," I yelled. "I know how to save the polar bears. I have to change the climate." Right? Remember, the climate was when it's hot or cold outside, right? The weather is part of the climate. So he said he's got it. He's got to change the climate. Let's see if he could change it. The next morning, I got right to work. I made a list just like Mom would do. Next, I drew up plans just like Dad would do. Little sister helped me collect everything on the list. The most important thing was ice. We need lots of ice. So he had a plan and he wrote it down. Then he drew pictures to go along with his plan, right? And then he gathered all the things that he needs for this plan. And he said he needs a lot of ice. Ooh, polar bears need more ice, so maybe he's gonna get it for the polar bears. I pulled all the parts together. "What is this?" Mom asked. "It's a climate control machine," I answered. "It will cool down the earth and save the polar bears." "How does it work?" Mom asked. "Well," I said, "the fan blows the air over the ice and makes the earth an ice cooler. That keeps the ice at the North Pole from melting, and that will save the polar bears." So he made a machine that has a fan that'll blow on the ice cubes and make cold air, kind of like an air conditioning, that you could use in the North Pole so that the ice doesn't melt. He wants to keep the ice nice and cold, which is a very good idea. I put a thermometer on top. I waited for the climate control machine to start working, but my ice kept melting, so I had to borrow ice from everyone in the neighborhood. I worked very hard all day long, but the temperature stayed the same outside. Finally, after it became dark, it got cooler. Hooray! So, during the day, his ice machine was melting because it was a little hot out. But he said at night, when it got colder outside, his ice didn't melt. But the next morning, the temperature went back up. "The climate control machine doesn't work," I said. "It never saves the polar bears." "That's not true," said Dad. "Because of what we learned, I turned off my computer at night. Little sister turns off the water when she brushes her teeth, and we all turn off the lights when we leave the room." Then Dad added, "You and your friends controlled and collected bottles, cans, and newspapers to recycle. You also planted trees for fresh, clean air." That made me think. Right? So his machine didn't work, but he didn't realize that everyone else around him are helping him too, right? To reduce the lights in the house, right? Or the water, you turn it off so when you're not using it, right? To reuse, you reuse bottles, or you reuse things in your house to play with maybe, right? And you recycle, right? Paper, plastic, right? So they're already doing that. So they're already helping. And they planted trees for clean air. "Wow," I said, "we are all climate controlling machines, but everything we do can help save the earth." Don't forget to also save the polar bears, right? So with everything that they're doing to reduce, reuse, and recycle, they are already helping planet Earth and keeping it nice and clean and safe for us. So you at home can help by reducing the things that you do at home, reusing materials, and recycling things that you have in your house like paper and plastic.